What's going on, guys? Joe Genta here with Trend Trading Academy. I'm here to help you trade and get paid. And I got a lot of people that ask me questions on a daily basis. I get people that hit me on my social constantly asking me questions, and I'm happy to do that. So some of you have asked me questions, and I've done my best to answer everybody's questions. But one question I get asked all the time, like literally every day, I'm gonna break that down today. And that question is, how much money do I need in order to trade Forex? How much money does it take to get started? And that is such a wide question, and I'm gonna break it all down for you right here in this video. So I'm gonna give you a second while we roll this intro to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's get it.
Have faith in your mind, have faith in your grind, invest in yourself, transform in your time. Have faith in your mind, have faith in your grind, invest in yourself, transform in your time. When you trade and get paid, 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 trade and get paid.
All right, guys, so let's talk about it. How much money do you need to start trading Forex, and how much money do you need to be profitable? So that's such a big question, and there's so many different approaches to how I can answer that. But what I want to do is I want to take it from a perspective with a little bit of assumption that if you're asking that question, you're not an advanced trader, right? Because an advanced trader wouldn't be asking that question. So I want to talk to the beginners basically today. And I want to kind of, basically if you're looking to get started, or maybe you've been in a demo account for a little while and now you're kind of trying to go live, I want to really help you out with that today. All right. So I've had people try to start trading with all kinds of like crazy amounts. Like I've had people try to trade with, $8. In fact, just this past week, I had somebody send me a message and said, how long will it take for me to, compound my account and be like full-time or whatever? I'm starting with an $8 account. And I'm like, to be honest with you, my suggestion to you is to just save your money and, put some money away, because $8, that's gonna be really difficult, really slow. I remember one time, guys, check this out, this is real. I remember one time this guy that, he was like trying to trade, and like he was so scared to just spend any money or do anything like different, I guess. I don't know if the wifey was gonna get on him or something, you know what I'm saying? But he had like $37. It was like some weird amount, like $37.23 or something like that. I think what happened was he deposited like $40, and then after the fees and the deposits through like V-Load or whatever, I don't remember, whatever he used. It was like $37.20 or some kind of odd amount. And I was trying to help him with his journey, and at the time I wasn't trading with six-figure accounts at the time either. I was probably trading with five-figure accounts, like $20,000-$30,000 accounts. And man, I was watching him, and he would be like posting in our little group back there. That was back when we had Facebook messengers and stuff. And he would post like, I made profits today, and it would be like 11 cents, 22 cents, 17 cents. And you never want to rain on nobody's parade. You don't want to be like, hey, that's whack, that's not good, because obviously a win is a win, that's good. But the truth is that like I watched him do this for like 2 years. He was like posting these things, and he would build that account up to like $50. I mean, you think about that, like that's nearly doubling your account, so, I mean, bro, that's fire. But doubling your account in 2 years, that's like a $30 or $40 account. I mean, the truth is, you made 40 bucks in 2 years, so like, I'm not knocking that accomplishment. I'm not knocking the fact that you doubled an account. I'm not knocking the fact that you were disciplined. In fact, you probably got more discipline than I do, because, trading with them small profits, that really messes up your mindset a little bit. To be honest with you, the most disciplined traders in the world become vulnerable when trading small accounts. Trading small accounts is more difficult than trading large accounts. Not because large accounts are less difficult, but it's the mindset of and consistency, because I'm going to tell you, the most disciplined of trader becomes vulnerable to weakness over time. And what happens is somebody's like making 20, 30 cents. And I know the effort. I know the grind that goes in. I don't care if your win is 10 pips, 10 cents, $10,000. Like, to win a trade in Forex takes effort. It takes work. It takes understanding. It takes, being able to go into the markets and find a winning trade setup. And for you to go through all of that, to have like a winning trade setup and to come out of it with 20 cents and do that for 2 years, compounding 23 cents, 27 cents, 31 cents, 40 cents. Then you take a loss, 20 cents. And it's like, man, you feel so just hurt from that, because, you're trading 10-cent pips. So you're scalping 40 cents at a time, and it's like, my goodness, man, it's like, it's rough. It's rough. If you have a spread that's 2 pips, 20 cents, you got to cover 20 cents plus a broker fee of another 7 cents or something before you even get into profit. So, like, that's real hard. That's real difficult. And my point is that, like, the people that are trading with those small accounts, like, in fact, I think I just talked to that dude, that same guy. I probably talked to him, it's been maybe a year, maybe like 6 months to a year ago. And he's like, hey man, I'm still just grinding away. And I think he's up to like $100 in his account or something. And I'm like, bro, he's like 4 years later, man, and you're trading with $100. Like, at this point, and here's what happens is now he's off looking at, he's trying to find bots that'll trade for him and EAs that'll trade for him and onto different things, because at some point, I don't care how disciplined you are, or even if you found a good skill set, at some point 20 cents is not enough to keep somebody motivated. 50 cents, $1 is not enough to keep somebody motivated long term. So you have to find a way to get to a place where you can make some real profits. So I say all that to say this: how much money does it really take to trade Forex and to do this the right way? Well, let's look at it. So a couple of things you have to ask yourself is this: what are your goals, right? So let me fix that. What are your goals, right? So what I mean by that is, like, are you looking to be a full-time trader? Are you looking to do, like, add a little bit of money to your, income and have a little side gig? Are you looking to put some money in a savings account for retirement? Or are you really looking for this to replace your job? So I think that's the first thing. Before you can say, how much money do I need? You need to know, well, what is your goal, right? If your goal is to make 10 cents, well, then really all you need is about $10, right? If your goal is to make $100,000, well, that's a whole different thing, right? So we need to know what your goals are. So before you say, how much money do I have to trade, or how much money do I need to trade, I want you to ask yourself, what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish with trading? So that's step number one. Number two is, if you want to become a full-time trader, what makes you full-time, right? So if you were going to be full-time, how much money would that take, right? So maybe you make $500 a week at your job, maybe $1,000 a week at your job. How much would it take for you to leave your job and replace your income with trading? And then at what point is the time value there? If you're working 30 or 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week at your job to make $1,000, but you can trade, let's say, 10 hours a week to make $1,000, well, that's a whole, different thing, right? So if your trading makes you $300, but your 40 hours a week gives you $1,000, well, what if you traded 20 or 30 hours a week? What if you traded 4 days a week instead of only 1 day a week? So these are all questions you have to ask yourself. How much money is it making you, and how much time investment do you have in it? All right. So let's just say, for the sake of time here, let's say that you need to make $100,000 to be full time. Well, 100,000 divided by 52 weeks is 52 weeks in a year, brings you to about $1,924 a week, right? So at $1,924 a week, you're gonna make about $100,000 in a year. Okay, so at $100,000 in a year, and that makes you where you have to make $19.24 per week. Now that starts to seem very daunting to make $2,000 a week trading. Now, so you have to ask yourself, number one, are you going to do this by over leveraging your account, or are you going to do this by using proper risk management? Because if you're going to do it the right way, there's a right way to do it, right? So, but anybody can go and take, $100, over leverage it, and hope we get lucky and hit a big trade that will take us, to some big profit. But that's not sustainable, nor is it duplicatable, and it's not something you can do on a consistent basis. You're going to lose and you're going to blow your account doing that. So if you're going to use proper risk management and you're going to handle your money properly, learning how not to lose money but also how to make money with it, well, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to understand that I have to have a trade plan in place. So if you need to make $2,000 a week, you're gonna have to do it with proper risk management. So here's the thing. So if you're going to have 1% risk, let's just say you're gonna use 1% risk, which is what I do in every single trade, and you're gonna use a 1 to 2 risk reward. Okay, so that means for every 1% you risk, your potential gain is 2%. Well, here's the thing. It's very simple math at that point, right? So you have to ask yourself, 1924 weeks, let's just call it 2,000. So if you need to make 1924 a week, what is that 2,000 2% of? Okay, so $2,000 times 50, because we want 2%, right, equals $104,000. So in order for you to make $2,000, you need to be able to have $104,000 in your account. Why? How does that make sense? Well, 104,000, and if you divide that by 100, you're going to get 1,040. And so essentially, let's just use simple numbers. You're going to be risking about $1,000 in a trade, and your reward would be about $2,000. Now, if you want to break that down over several trades in a week and have more time investment, then you can have maybe a smaller account, maybe a $50,000 account, but you're going to have double the time investment. And now you can have a $500 risk with a $1,000 reward twice a week instead of having once a week. So really, it comes down to your time investment. So at 104,000, and you divide that by 100 equals 1,040. And so you're going to end up risking $1,000 in every trade with a potential reward of $2,000. And so if you want to have $2,000 a week at a simple, a time investment of just being able to trade once a week, then you're going to need $100,000 in an account. If you want to trade twice a week, you can do it with $50,000. If you want to trade 4 times a week, then you can trade with $25,000. So you see, I hope you see the math there. If you can understand what your time investment is going to be and what your goals are going to be, that will help you understand how much money you need to trade. Now, does that mean that's what you have to start out with? No, I'm giving you the goal of what it's going to be. How do you go full time, right? That's how much it's going to take you to become a full-time trader. If you have 25 grand in your account and you're risking 250 bucks every time you trade, and you're making 500 bucks every time you trade, and you do that 4 times a week, you're making $2,000 a week, and therefore becoming a full-time trader. That's how you would do that. But you have to learn how to compound, because compounding your money is definitely the best goal. You don't want to try to live off of a $100 account or have $200 in a trading account and withdrawing your money every week, paying fees and taxes and all this stuff on money that really is not enough to live on anyway. You want to be able to let that account grow. So if you are starting with $100, a $50 account, I see brokers allowing $10. I don't encourage you to do that. Save up a little bit of money. I would say $500 would be like minimum, right? 5,000 would be better, 1,000 at least. But you want to be able to come in with an amount that you can see actual growth. You're going to come in with a $10 account, and 10 cents a pip is not a lot. And you're going to end up blowing your account, and you're going to end up being very, very dissatisfied. And you're going to say, you know, Forex don't work. Well, Forex works. You were just trying to trade with a $10 account. And so I would say save your money, invest in education, invest your time into learning, so that once you do trade, you're trading profitably and not blowing your money every time you touch the charts, right? So let's talk about compounding and how much you need to start an account with. All right, so I want to turn your attention to the screen, and I'm going to show you what it looks like to take a $10 account, 100, 500, 1,000, whatever. I'm going to show you all these different accounts, and I'm going to show you what it means to win 100 trades at 1% risk, 2% reward, okay? And you're going to trade once. And so I'm going to show you what it would look like after 100 wins. 100 wins. So that means for 100 trades, you're doing this, and I'm showing you what your account would look like at 100 wins. Now, mind you, just a little disclaimer, I'm not even showing you losses. I'm trying to help you get a realistic perspective here, because some of us have pipe dreams, right? The MLM companies have sold us these pipe dreams of taking $100 and turning it into $1 million in 2 weeks, and that's just not real, okay? So I'm trying to give you something very realistic so that you can see that, to be honest with you, this is hard work. You're not going to come in here and just be a millionaire tomorrow. I'm trying to help you understand that this is hard work, effort, and it's going to take time to compound an account, into something that is fully sustainable. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to win 100 trades on these different amounts and what your amounts could be. Now, here's what I would say to you. Take that number and cut it in half, and imagine you lost some trades, right? Cut that number in half and have a realistic expectation of where you should be in a year, 2 years, or depending on how frequently you trade. All right, so let's take a look. All right, guys, there you have it. Now you see what it looks like to compound an account the right way. That's 100 trades, and it's showing you where you should be at after 100 wins with an account. Cut that number in half because I didn't even show you losses. I'm just trying to show you how realistically difficult it is to grow an account. Throw away the pipe dreams. Throw away all the stuff you were told that everything is going to be so easy and you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. Throw all that away and get real about the fact that we take discipline and long-term compounding and we make a lifelong skill set out of it, okay? And I want to do this. I want to encourage you to track every trade you take, because I say it all the time. You can't duplicate something that you don't know what happened. And you can't eliminate something, a bad behavior, that you don't know what happened. Track every trade. So what I want you to do is I want you to go check out my trading journal. Go to tradinggetpaid.com, get my custom trading journal today. I built that trading journal off of my trade plan, how I do my tracking, and it's there for you. Go get it, tradinggetpaid.com, and go through a year-long journey of trading with me. It's going to be a powerful, powerful experience for you, and I believe it'll help you take your trading to the next level. I want you to watch that video over there. That's going to give you some really solid, basic principles, a good strategy that is highly profitable and high percentage that you can use as you track your trades and begin to grow your account. I'll see you in the next video.